Hey guys, welcome back. And if you are actually new here, please subscribe and feel free to check out all my links below for my social media and all that jazz. My highlighter is crazy, you guys. I just got this highlighter. Does anybody ever find it doesn't show up? Anyways, so off track. So I figured I'm going to talk to you guys and kind of, I guess, come out in a way um about some of my past. That is kind of like, I almost look like fake, don't I? That's crazy. Oh my gosh, I maybe put a little too much. Hopefully it's not distracting, but I wanted to come out a little bit about my drug usage. So I'm going on, no, I'm a year and a bit clean. And it's not always like the easiest thing. There are times where it's harder than other times. But I'm going to get into like how this kind of began for me and how I got to this point. So, and like if any of you can relate, please comment down below. This is like probably one of the hardest things for me to talk about. I'm doing this unedited. So this is straight up just from my heart and who I am. So I think I was about, well, it goes back to like when I was like 9 years old, I guess. So when I was 9 years old, I was assaulted and I never told anybody about it. I never talked about it. I never did anything. I kind of just let it build up inside, and I'd been abused by people that were close to my family. And I never told my family because of that fact, because they were close with them. And I just didn't want to start anything. I felt like I was going to get in trouble, which is like, now I look back and it's like completely stupid, but that's the mind of a 9-year-old. And this happened for a little while. And yeah, I never told anybody about it. And then I hit, I think, 14, and I met this guy, and I really did like him. And I was like, he had this pipe, this clear pipe. And I was like, hey, um, he's like, you're not going to get addicted. The first go, like, you can try it and you're not going to get addicted. Took one little puff and I got addicted, and I was on it from 14 to 17. And this was crystal and or speed, whatever, but it doesn't matter what it's called. It's gross. But I was on that for about 14, 15, 3 years. And I was horrible at that point. I was probably 90 pounds soaking wet. Like I had like size extra small sweatpants that had the string so you could pull it tighter, and they were still like falling down. So I was quite tiny, and I didn't see it at that point, but now it's like, that's embarrassing to me. You know what I mean? So it's honestly like I should have just stopped there. But then again, I kept going, didn't tell anybody about the abuse that I had suffered from anybody that I had suffered it from. I never told anybody anything. I just lived in my own quiet life, and because I felt like if I told anybody, I'd be a burden, and that's not who I am, and that's not who I want to be. Instead, I just let it build up and build up and build up. So now we're gonna go. So okay, then I stopped and I started, I think, doing like ecstasy when I was about 16. So yeah, about 16. I kept doing that up until I was probably 18. And then it was just fun at that point. It was just like, I was young. I didn't live at home anymore. I was out and I was on my own. My mom was in a different province, and it was just a party for me. And it was a fun life. I felt like, you know, But at that point, it's like looking back, it really wasn't. I do wish like I would have taken my life a little more seriously, but I am, who I am now because of my experiences. So that's where I met my now ex-husband. And I ended up just because he's not like that. He's not a partier. So I ended up I just stopped partying altogether. Now, well, I became kind of like a prude actually, because if any of my roommates were partying, then I'd get mad. Um, so then we moved in. We moved out of the party house and we moved in together and we got pregnant. I had a daughter, as you guys know. Um, come, I was like sober and I was doing the mom thing, and I was clean and doing the mom thing. And come 2012, we split up, and I don't know. I just like turned into like party mode because I had my daughter when I was 20, and so I just like I went into party mode, and like my daughter would be with her dad sometimes, and so I went into party mode. And then eventually it got bad. It got really bad, like just the drinking. I wasn't like doing drugs at this point. I was drinking a lot. And it just like it kind of ruled my life. So it came to the point where I had to make a decision for my daughter's well-being. And I did, and I asked her dad to please take her for a while. I went over there to visit. There was a point in time where I didn't for a little while, and that's like a really really crappy thing, and like I'm always going to feel bad for that. But I didn't ever want her to see me in that light. So that's just how it is, right? Like it's how it happened. I think it was a few months, and then I started like he'd go to work and I'd come over to his house and I'd play with her and hang out with her and make dinner and do all that stuff. And eventually I slowly got back into like the mom role, and I moved into this place. I've been in this place for a long time, and I moved in 2013, I think it was, and then she started having sleepovers over here. And at first it was just like in a mattress in my room. She was sleeping on a floor, but on the mattress in my room. That's what I'm trying to say. And yeah, so that was great. And then I can't remember what really tipped it over. I think I was drinking one night, and like you're an addict, you're always going to be an addict. And it really, really, you have to pay attention to, you can never just do it just once or one more time again, or I'm just going to do it socially. It doesn't work that way, unfortunately. But, sorry, I'm scratching my knee. But it is what it is. So like my advice to you guys, just stay sober, just stay clean, stay off drugs. Don't ever even try it. So my thing was, I can't remember what triggered it. I do think it was just like I was out partying or something, and my friends were like, "Oh, let's get some cocaine," right? And I was like, "Okay, that sounds like an awesome idea," because everything sounds like an awesome idea when you're inebriated to the point where you're like obliterated. And so that's kind of where it started. And I believe it went on like 6 months to a year, where like I didn't think it was a problem, which is an addict's problem, right? You don't think it's a problem. So I went on, and I was doing it like socially with my friends for about 6 months to a year. When my daughter, of course, wasn't around, I was like, oh, there's no problem. I'm not doing it around my kid, yeah, so come, I think it was October 2018, 2019. Oh, shoot. October 2019. Yeah. Okay. anyways. September, wait, 2018. Either way, it doesn't matter. I think it's 2018. Um, well, yeah, because I'm a year sober, so 2019. Okay. Anyway, so either way, something happened. I would go out and I would drink and whatever and party, and then like I would come home super, super early in the morning, and I was scrappy. I don't know. It's just like when you're doing like drugs and stuff, you're just not all there, and you're not. I'm gonna take these off. You're not you're not making the best decisions in the entire world. So I would just get in fights and like whatever, and then eventually the police got called, and of course, if you get the police called on you, they sorry, I'm like right here. I'm trying to lean on my knee. If you get the police called on you, they automatically call social services, and social services does an investigation. So that's where everything kind of really, really crashed for me. And they took my daughter away. I don't want to cry because I have my contacts in, but they took my daughter away. So she went and she went to live at her dad's. And that was hard for me. Like I was having like supervised visits with her and stuff, and it's just like you don't think that like that's ever going to happen, and it's just really hard. And yeah, so that's where everything kind of came to a head, and I had to make a life decision and get my shit together, for lack of a better term. So I did. I did. I got clean, and I've been off drugs, and I'm really, really proud of myself. It's not always easy, but now, a year later, she's home. I have her just right now for transition phase on the weekends, but it's so worth it. Like it just makes life so much worth it. Like you need to, like if you're on drugs, you need to get sober, because like, and if you like your kids, your family, everything, it's like just having her in my arms again is like everything that I could ever want. And I just think that like a lot of the abuse did have to do with I was using and I was drinking, just because I was trying to mask that trauma, and and it's probably the reason why I have bipolar disorder and all that stuff now. It's a lot of trauma that I did go through. And it's something I'm just now addressing at 31 years old. And it's not easy, but to be able to turn around and look at my daughter and just think that that's what I would want for her, and I would want her to be able to address it, and like I have to be the role model, and it's about damn time I do it. So that's what I've been doing. I've been really, really working on myself. I've therapists, their therapy, medication, just dealing with my mental health, dealing with my trauma, doing things for myself. And now I'm not helping. Like I used to just put everybody else ahead of me, and I'm not really doing that anymore. And like, if you guys are watching this, I'm sorry. I love you all. It's just, I have to focus on me so I can get my life back on track. I can't help other people with their lives. When my life's a freaking wreck. So everything's finally coming together. I have my daughter unsupervised on weekends, and then that's just transitional, and then she'll be back in March 50-50 with her dad and I. And I do, like, he's been so great through all this, because honestly, he could have been really, 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 he could have been really, really, really against me. He could have fought me, definitely, because I had screwed up really bad. But I do, like, appreciate him for that, for the fact that he does do what's in her best interest and make sure that she has her mom, and he also makes sure that her mom is healthy, whether, like, together, not like, you know, not together. It's just like, he's just like, you're still her mother. Like, we aren't friends, but we can coexist for our daughter, and that's what's important. And that's like, what more can you ask for, to be honest? He's got, I'm very, very close. He's got a girlfriend. I'm very, very close with her. I can tolerate her more than I can tolerate him. So I just wanted to tell you guys, like, there is hope. If you are an addict, turn your life around. You have kids, be a good role model, and just do your best. Okay, so that's it. That's just kind of me coming out as, like, what I never used to, like, tell anybody. It was just always, just like, there was that group of friends that I did it with, and they knew, and they knew not to tell anybody, and they didn't tell anybody. And they asked me not to tell anybody about them, and I have not told anybody about them either. But when they're ready, they'll do it. So anyways, that's that. I will be back to my regular videos. I have a couple videos I'm going to record. I don't know if I'm going to do it today or tomorrow. I'm feeling kind of blah lately, so we'll see. But yeah, I'm so glad you guys, if you guys made it this far, put a little thumbs up down in the comments below. And yeah, I appreciate every single one of you. There's a link to donate to me down below. Now that my daughter's coming back, I'm trying to, like, kind of build up stuff in her room and make it, because it's been a year. She's now in middle school. She's got completely different tastes. So I'm trying to decorate her room super nice. And if you guys want to help out with that, down below, that would be wonderful. And yeah, there's a link down below. I don't know if that's what I sent. Anyway, then there's also going to be all my socials down below. Please look me up. Feel free to message me. And yeah, tell me about your own experiences. If you want to talk about it publicly, you can, down below. If you want to talk about it privately, you can DM me on Instagram, or email me. So I'm here to listen to everybody. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I love you guys. Bye.